With myself, Simon. Hope you're having a good day. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of my personal insights regarding the final degrees of Saturn through Scorpio, looking at some of the, or maybe actually taking a full dive, Scorpio, into the nature of what it has been symbolizing for us over the last 2.5 years. And really digging deep, as it were, and maybe offering a sense of realization that this final degree in itself, not only does it correlate to mastery, but it is the degree of solidification in terms of the way I see the natural zodiac operate, and how I see that the planets move through each of the signs and what they do at those 29 degree aspects. Okay, me personally, I've got Pluto, the Sun, well, actually Pluto and Mercury at 29 degrees Libra, and for myself, understanding the nature of the 29th degree, that is really a mastery degree. It is the process of you're at your desk, as it were, you're busy writing your final exam, and there's nobody around you to support you. You have to figure it out for yourself. You have to take up all the wisdom, all the knowledge, etc., and you have to put it into practice so that it becomes a living representation within yourself. So I don't want to go further into that because I feel like that's the meatiness of the conversation that I want to have today. But I'm going to start out with saying, firstly, 29 degree Saturn in Scorpio. So let's go back to when Saturn was in Scorpio before, at 0 degrees and such, probably around about 2012, if I'm not mistaken. It was there. And, for when we deal with the archetype of Scorpio, what it does in the context of our evolution is it has a relationship towards Aquarius. So Aquarius and Scorpio are naturally square each other in the zodiac, okay? They naturally square each other. And what that implies is this relationship towards fixation, okay? And objectivity. Fixation and objectivity, all right? So here at the moment, you are osmosing with this video. You're completely submerged in it. You're listening, you're paying attention, and this is the Scorpio part of it. And then as soon as this video ends, you kind of detach from the experience and then move into another reality. And you kind of objectify your thoughts and realizations come through, etc. That's Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius is that process of going, okay, we've fixated on this too much, let's fracture it, let's change it in that way. So in terms of the nature of Aquarius and Scorpio and their square, it is the law of impermanence, okay? And I've probably spoken about this quite often in my articles that I've written, or the articles that I've written. I don't actually own them myself, the words are the universe's. But the process of the law of impermanence is that realization within us that when things are fixated upon, when we are attached to things, when we are so ingrained and webbed in this process of whatever it is that we're doing, the ability to have clarity and objectivity is obviously lacking, hence the square. So what it does is it goes, okay, you're here, you're doing all these things, you're osmosing, but now it's time to move on. Otherwise, you'll just be stuck in that sort of cycle. So the law of impermanence gives us that opportunity to fracture it, break free, and liberate ourselves from it. And it's very important that we understand that natural law and principle and make friends with it, because it does give us that liberation. Now, the tricky part about this situation is that Aquarius will naturally in conjunct Cancer in the constellation in the zodiac, okay, and the Aquarius will also naturally in conjunct Virgo in the natural zodiac, right, which is that circle with all the archetypes interacting with each other. So what that symbolizes, those inconjuncts, okay, that Aquarius creates, is that once we detach, fracture from something, the emotional attachment that we have to whatever it was that we were fixated on, that experience then becomes different. So it makes us aware that there's something different. It kind of creates that necessary adjustment. And the Virgo archetype is that process of being in the moment. So we're emotionally in the moment, Virgo, Cancer, and then Aquarius in conjunction, causing that realignment to go, okay, we've changed that focus, we've changed that realization, that awareness. Okay. Now, also what I wanted to integrate into that process is that alignment, if we interact with it by feeling victimized by the situation in some way, causes us to feel insecure or emotionally disengaged. Okay. And the Virgo archetype in itself then makes us very, very aware of that reality shift. It also makes us very aware of those routines that we might have been doing, or that consistent patterning that we were doing, that has shifted. So maybe to make this even more clearer to you in terms of the law of impermanence and our emotional response to it, because that's what I'm trying to talk about here, the emotional response, is when we are having that fracturing process, that liberation process, we don't always see instantly what is actually transpiring for us. And so therefore it's so easy to get sucked into that vortex of, now everything's ending, I've lost something, I'm going to try to get it back, but it's almost not going to happen. And then of course, Taurus, which is the polarity point of Scorpio, and makes a natural square to Aquarius, kicks in and says, how am I going to survive? And we almost regress into these very basic primal needs of ourselves, where we move into that space. And that emotional attachment, that whole emotional sort of flux of psychological behavior and emotional interconnectedness in that fracturing, that loss, that letting go, really confuses us. And that's those symbols themselves that cause that. And it can really get us into that vortex of, like I said, that emotional, like, what is going on? I don't feel secure anymore because there's no consistency, or and this, I think, is more related to relationships ending, jobs ending, etc., new directions taking place in our lives and such like that. Not maybe so much as watching this video and then it, ending and you're going, oh my God, I can't believe this. No, I don't think it's going to happen in that way. But you get what I'm trying to say here. And I feel that this is an incredibly important concept or an understanding to have, because when things do end, Scorpio, when things do change, a loss happens, a structural form reshapes itself, we are going to experience those vortexes of energy within ourselves. And if you're aware of the dynamics that are at play, then you can become, in some way, shape, or form, not only centered, because I suppose maybe that's the purpose of this whole entire conversation, is how do you remain centered in a process of loss or a fracturing, etc. And that's it. That's the centeredness, the realization of what's taking place, the realization of how these dynamics are operating, and then re-engaging in them in a way of saying, okay, yep, for a period of time, I've got to mourn this loss. And this is not new. I mean, I'm not like sitting over here downloading insights and going, wow, guys, look at me. No. I mean, if you just look at, for instance, in the Jewish culture, what they do is when somebody has passed away, they actually practice the archetype of Shiva, which is a process of mourning for a soul that has passed away, and you interact with many other people and you talk about that, and it's really about an internalization of that soul so that you can move on creating that process. So that's another big thing with the Scorpio and Saturn's story, especially that it has gone through this entire it has already gone into Sagittarius and now it's come back here again. And its purpose was to realign us finally and to solidify finally within us all of these layers that we have unprocessed, that we haven't processed, all these layers of unconscious stuff that sabotages us, all these unconscious layers within us that hold us in limitation. And to really promote the opportunity to not only rinse, let go, and finally make amends with, but also at the same time to give you the opportunity to then become more refreshed, become more rejuvenated. And Scorpio in itself has got this negative reputation, or this, sort of, oh my gosh, here we go again, process, because of the nature of the loss, because of the nature of our personal attachments that we have to things, these emotional securities that we have to it. And a part of me within my own consciousness has experienced these things. So I'm talking from direct experience of being on that side going, I need to hold on. And you must also recognize as well that in your own soul's journey itself, there are going to be different stories, different timelines, different experiences within your soul's memory of experiencing loss in a very graphic way. And then having to realize that maybe you're holding on to things because subconsciously somewhere there's a past life where you did lose everything and it did suck. And now you're sitting holding on to things again because of that emotional trauma. So this 29th degree planetary archetype, as it moves there, is an invitation for us to do three things, in my opinion. Number one, to create soul empowerment, to say, right, I'm here, I'm showing up. How can I integrate every single day, in my life, every single day, choices that make me stronger? Okay, that's the mastery. The second thing is to finally rinse out and let go of all of the underlying sort of stuff that you might feel is keeping you down, like process this stuff for the next 15 days. And then thirdly, prepare for transition. And I don't mean out of this world, I just mean in the sense of prepare for the transition from Saturn to move into Sagittarius, and for you to bring through into this new transit all of the empowering things that you have experienced in the last 2.5 years, all of the realizations of the necessity about consciousness and how it operates, all of the realizations of the lies and deceits and the actual reality that's happening on planet Earth right now regarding, people that are the ruling elite, etc., etc. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. Take this opportunity for this next 15 days to really submerge yourself in the realization of what it means to not only experience loss as well. The whole point of law of impermanence as well, apart from the liberation, is to deepen one's sense of awareness to source. You must remember that Scorpio or trines Pisces in the natural zodiac. It's part of the water sign. So the whole entire water element itself, which is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, that water trine element teaches us the realization of source through attaching, having a desire, realizing it's not the desire I'm really ultimately seeking for, it's the one within, the connection back to source, the connection back to self, the connection to unity. And as we go along that process, we deepen that sense of awareness until we finally come to the realization of how beautiful this place is. And how lucky we are in some way, shape, or form to experience that. And this is not a judgment. Okay, if you felt in some way, shape, or form that you needed to feel lucky because you're alive here, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the sense of that we come through these disempowering experiences in our lives only to come to the right at the end of the journey and go, this was an amazing ride. Because everything that I experienced in terms of the spectrum of light was pure creation. But when we get to that point, that's a realization of an entire journey that we've experienced. And I'm not talking just one life. Because we have to go through the futility. We have to go through the experiences of doubt. We have to go through the experiences of this sucks, etc. to finally come to a realization of what is really important. And that those things that are really important cannot be taken away from you because they exist within here. All right, everyone, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this with you. I highly respect the fact that you choose to come here and watch these videos. Raising Vibrations at the moment is consistently going through metamorphosis, and I'm consistently creating new projects, new ideas for everybody to interact with and such. At the moment, I am focusing a lot on letting everybody know about a membership program that I've recently created. For me, what I do with these membership programs is I give the opportunity for you that is really, really serious about your spirituality to connect to these videos and these MP3s and such, and integrate these things going further into your existence. And I take a lot of time and effort into making them incredibly impactful for your life. So it's not just a case of like, hey, by the way, I've got this membership. It's like, hey, I love doing this stuff, and at the same time, it empowers you. So that's what I'm doing right now in terms of where my awareness is. And I'm growing Raising Vibrations website to make everybody see it as a portal for you to attach to, and to say, I'm here to expand my consciousness, I'm here to expand my knowledge, I'm here to empower myself, and I'm here to make a difference in my life. And then from that experience, then become the healer for humanity by first healing yourself. So that's what I'm doing at this stage. And at the end of this video, I've actually got another video that is attached to this. I'm just showing you, I walk you through my whole entire website as well. So if you're interested in watching that, stay tuned. Other than that, everyone, thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate your time, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. This is Simon from Raising Vibrations Astrology, and what I would like to share with you today is some information around a membership program that I currently hold for anybody that's interested in participating in deep personal soul transmutation and growth. So what you're looking at the moment is the website. Now, this site in itself is designed for anybody that's wanting to understand the deeper nature of themselves, and I add the language of astrology to create that relationship, to build the bridge between the left brain and, of course, the right brain. So the first place that I would like to share, or like to tell you to go to once you've watched this YouTube video, because you've already watched it now, is the site called raisingvibrationsastrology.com. Okay, and what you'll find at raisingvibrationsastrology.com is this page over here. So, and I did say that I will speak about the membership in that process, but I just wanted to give you a quick tour of the website so that you understand and see exactly what is happening here at Raising Vibrations and what is being held. So on the front page, you're going to see a collection of all of the articles that I write. And all these articles have three main intentions. One is to give us a sense of awareness that there is a collective experience here, to eliminate the feeling of isolation or aloneness. Okay. I also then write them in a way where we get to learn from what is currently manifesting for us right now. And the purpose of this is to create soul empowerment, okay? And then the third is, in some way, shape, or form, to also be able to interact with something that gives you an energy boost. And so that's why it's called Raising Vibrations. So when I write these articles over here, and they're pretty long, I feel on average about 2,000 words, their main intention, as I said, is to raise your vibration, is to keep you in an awareness of holding space for yourself, so that you can then experience your life going forward in very empowering ways, okay? And to remind you of your connection to Source in a world where there is absolutely so much deception, to keep you away from it. So you'll see that on the page as well, okay? And you just click on that over there, and you'll find yourself then looking at one of the articles and such. On my page over here, I've also got my services, and this is basically designed for anybody that's looking to work with me one-on-one. And you just read all the material over here. I work through Evolutionary Astrology, and all you do is you just click on which type of relationship you would like to have, or pardon me, which type of conversation you would like to have with me, so that I know what I need to tune into. And there's a list of lots of them over here. Okay. Then I've got the astrology courses, and what I do is I create an academy for everybody to learn astrology. I have the beginner's course, that's for you just stepping into the space. I have the intermediate course, and that's where we discuss even deeper concepts about the astrology. And I also have what is called the Spiritual Alignment and Manifestation course. And what this is a 4 video or a 3 video series, and then you have one-to-one with me afterwards, talking about how to spiritually align and then create manifestation. Okay, I do have an advanced class. However, at the moment, I'm choosing to allow that process to become more organic when you have finished the intermediate course, which that gives you the opportunity to say, okay, I want to learn about that. I don't really interested in that. I'd like to learn that, etc. And that's when you get all our workshops and webinars. As you can see, all the articles that we've had over here, an introduction to astrology, you can read about that before you get the beginner's course, learn about Mercury retrograde, Saturn, Mars and Venus, learn about what's actually happening on Earth right now in terms of the story of awakening and such. And then I also have the wisdom store, which I'm busy putting into practice right now. And what that does is it basically gives you the opportunity to select any types of workshops and webinars that you would like to learn from. And then the membership. So what the membership is basically a 3-tiered process, okay? You've got the 1-year membership, you've got the 3-month, and you've got the 6 months, okay? And they all have different perks associated with them, right? In this particular instance, like the year membership, you basically get 50% discount on all readings, webinars, and workshops that I do. Every single month, you'll receive 2 full and new moon reports that are 45 minutes long. And these are intense workshops that I create for you to take away from the new and full moons and integrate it into your life so that you can empower yourself. You also get 3 MP3s, the Saturn Return, the Saturn Sagittarius, and a Personal Empowerment MP3. You also get a Pluto sign MP4, which is wherever the sign of Pluto is in your birth chart, you get an MP4 reading that I discuss exactly how to understand your soul story so that you can then become aware of that process. And then you also get a free solar return reading on your birthday as well. So that's a really, really great package over there in terms of what I'm wanting to offer in terms of your soul empowerment process. The 3-month membership is something a little bit less in the sense that you still get everything, but not the solar return. And then and also the Pluto series. And then of course, if you are a 6-month member, you get everything, just not the solar return. So that's what you get with the membership process. And as I said, every 2 weeks, you get a video and anything else that I might dream up, etc. in that thing. So I highly recommend that. I really hope that you enjoyed this introduction to my website and understand that this is a tool for you to interact with that gives you a sense of empowerment as we navigate our way through our lives. Or should I say through this sense of reality that we've chosen to incarnate into. Great. Well, I hope you have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch out for any other videos that come out on this.